'tis me, Eighth House Moon Rabbit, here with another cosmic call. Oh, I forgot to do one thing, and that is look again for the name of the sub who answered my poll, who just so happened to be right, that I did know. No, you don't need to run, stay with me. No, no, you don't need to run. I love 21 Pilots. When I first heard them, I definitely got I get goosebumps. Definitely got a feeling about their authenticity, their genuine nature. Null. Dot. That's cool. Emptiness. You have to empty yourself in order to receive. You can't pour into a full cup, which is... And here we have Shaligiel. Missed her. The Angel of Snow. But what I was saying about 21 Pilots, from the first time I heard their first song, I think it was Stressed Out, I was like, they got it. They got soul power, not just star power, you know? And then I found out they're a Christian band. Here we have Waxing Crescent Moon, which recently passed. Now I believe it's a Waxing Gibbous in Sagittarius. And this song, Blood, obviously, ooh, okay. We have Scorpio here at the bottom. Eris and last quarter of the moon. But this song, My Blood, definitely put you guys in my mind. He says, when everyone has lost their faith, I believe, that I'll go with you. And he says that like 8 times. And, ooh, I was sure I was going to lose that to the floor. Ooh, don't mind this. This is my attempt to save my nail from breaking way too low. Chet Faker, which definitely brings to mind the song Drop the Act. J. Cole. And that gives me She Knows. And I know she knows. And I know she knows. Deep down she knows. She knows. And I know she knows. And I know she knows. Well, alright. I can't be what you want from me. Alright. Isn't that what my soul fam said just yesterday? She knows, and I know she knows. She also called me special, which means she's got to be too, because real recognize real, right? Oh, and here playing right now is my boys in Phoenix. Here's the Pebble and the Penguin. I was so obsessed with that movie, y'all. It was so beautiful to me. And here we have War of the Worlds and Tombstone in reverse. another one of my favorites. In fact, two of my favorites. Both the old one and the remake. I felt like they did an amazing job with the remake with Tom Cruise, who I don't really mess with because, Scientology. And deeper than Scientology, L. Ron Hubbard. I don't mess with that soul, not at all. Event Horizon. It's funny because that is one of the first movies that really, it shook me. I had a whole spiritual experience watching Event Horizon in the theaters with my father. And it was frightening. And I suppose the most frightening thing about it is it seemed like because of the setting, sci-fi, and a bunch of, scientists basically on a spaceship, deep space voyaging, that they didn't have faith. They had no covering. They were exposed. Which when you're exposed at no matter what age in that way, vulnerable in that way, to whether it be your mortal safety or your or your soul safety, which is so much deeper. It was like watching them all be babies, Here we have the Ten of Swords, followed by the King of Pentacles. The first song I heard today, which did seem like it might be significant, is Ready to Let Go, Cage the Elephant. Which is clearly, maybe I shouldn't say clearly, because often there's dual or multiple meanings to a song, but it reads like it's about a divorce. Ooh, the Emperor just flashed. So maybe there came an end to someone's stability. I definitely got mental stability. And after that we have Temperance. Never return, I think of me when you think of her. No, it don't make sense when you're trying hard to do the right thing, but with no recompense. You did something wrong and you said it was great. Ooh, I just saw the Empress. Right now is the Strokes. The adults are talking. And in my own personal twin flame journey, when it came out, it was like, wow, did one of them experience it? Because it was so on point. Seven of Swords, followed by another seven, the Chariot. Somebody might have lost their shit for a little bit. Soul family. And if that's you, is Temperance Gabriel? No, I feel like Gabriel's the one who blows the horn for judgment. When you think of her, and no, it don't make sense when you're trying hard to do the right thing, but with no recompense. So you did something wrong and you said it was great. Don't know how you could ever complain because you're all confused because you want me to, but then you want me to do it the same way as you. But I don't want anything. I know it's not your fault. And then he hits this a transcendent high note that makes me feel like the angels sent that right through him. He must be good people. feel like, is Temperance Raphael? I feel like, being that we started with the Ten of Swords, and underneath is the Nine of Swords, after it had been followed by the 7, 7, Judgment, which is 2 tens, 20, the 9 of Cups, and then another 9 of Swords, 2 of Wands. That's doubles. That's a lot of doubles. I feel like somebody cried out and they were answered. Yay! I feel that somebody might be getting the rest that they needed deeply in their soul, and bless them, because I know what that feels like. Living on the edge, you can't help yourself from falling. You can't stop yourself at all. Here we have the King of Swords. I hope y'all saw him because I blocked out my own view. That felt significant, that particular turn of phrase. Scorpio season is in the winter. And here we have Shaligiel, the angel of snow. All of this feels very significant, as when I put down the waxing crescent moon, I mentioned Scorpio. Here we have it. Event Horizon. Woo! That is definitely, that's a story of the utmost destruction. No one was saved. I'm not sure anyone asked that entire movie. And I was waiting. Nobody asked. It was like they had forgotten God. And here I have the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Dark Necessities. If this ain't y'all, maybe this is somebody definitely connected to the heart chakra. Somebody who needed to drop the axe, somebody that needed to empty their cup of the things that had polluted them. Somebody that was way too much in their head and not in their heart. But maybe they got redeemed, y'all. So they could get their wits back about them. Keep an eye on the shadow smile to see what it has to say. You and I both know everything must go away. What do you say? Sneak attack from the Zodiac, but I see your fire start. You don't know my mind, you don't know my kind. Dark necessities are part of my design. Tell the world that I'm falling from the sky. Dark necessities are part of my design. The High Priestess flashed me. The Queen of Swords, and I feel like she belongs right there. And right up under the center, although it's not centered, somebody might be blowing some trees. Playing the hand. If y'all are willing to listen to Red Hot Chili Peppers, Dark Necessities, get some of that in your system today. I'm telling you, the way this bass goes the whole song, it speaks something to me. Like, regardless of the words, I could just listen to the bass line. Huh. Flea was somebody who we could have lost a long time ago. He rode the edge and kind of fell off it, but I'm sure he had somebody in his corner to help turn the wheel for the better. Pick you up like a paperback. Read. I feel like maybe somebody self-sabotaged. Whether this is in love or just the self. I mean, when you self-sabotage in love, it's kind of, maybe it's just the same as when you self-sabotage and people love you. Because when you're loved, everything you do affects others. And even if you feel like nobody loves you in the 3D, you're loved in the 5D. Huh. And I feel like somebody was running from trying to sneak away from their own knowledge. Because I really do believe that everything you do, you record. Everything we do, you know, nothing is ever really forgotten. The human mind, so complex. Huh. As it falls underneath the star, as it falls underneath this Nine of Cups, I feel like somebody wants to heal their dreams. Wow. This just flashed. 10 of Wands. There we go. Putting them down and walking away. I never was alone. What song is this? This is another Cage, the Elephant. I fucked with them heavy. Skin and Bones. That's another really scorpionic type phrase. Y'all, I feel like this is kind of love story-ish, you know? Someone who had to ask God. They might have had to call the whole team. God, angels, spirit guides, the Holy Spirit, definitely. So they could come up out of the grips of what had its hands on them. And I feel like that's not just, you know, the internal battle with one's, you know, to try to, it's like the Chariot. Your higher self and your shadow, they have to work together to pull you forward. And people can get caught up in interacting with their shadow and trying to subdue it, you know, and wrestle it. But I feel like somebody's been given a new lease. Somebody dropped the game. Somebody realized that the 5D ones that really fuck with them, know you deeply. Deeper at most times than you could possibly process yourself. And they love you all the time. All the time. And I believe, because I felt a little bit choked up, there's a sense of sorrow when we can't recognize it. Like we're babies. Like what I said, in Event Horizon, how it felt like, and I was, mind you, only 9. A tender child indeed. But it's like, I wanted to reach through the screen and tell them, you know, you can be saved. You can never go too far. I've been feeling old. I've been feeling your soul. Give me things that you wanted to know. Show me things that you've done. I've been feeling old. I've been feeling cold. You're the gift that I wanted to know. Darling, you are my son. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, and here we have a trine of 3 major arcana. And up underneath this 7 of swords is the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. Of course, you saw the Fool. I feel like if somebody isn't renewed yet, then they feel it coming. Or they see their path. Maybe they're not, maybe they haven't decided to leap yet, but they're poised to do it. Ooh. Oh. The Knight of Swords. Okay. And over the top of the 9 of Cups is this Ace. Ooh, which is Mana of the Gods. Look. 8 of Cups. And that is a waxing crescent moon. Leaving the Ace. No. Leaving the 7 of Cups behind. That being embroiled in the illusions, all the options. But here we have 2 aces. Another double. Pardon me. I believe this started in the springtime. I get at the cusp of spring. I think maybe somebody, because I got messengers of God here. I get the feeling, I feel like what's happening now, this recovery that's happening now, was sparked at the beginning of spring last year, maybe even 2 years ago, with all the doubles that are coming. And this messenger is bringing this Ace of Wands. The seed, the spark for the new, but that it didn't feel fun for whoever this is. Woo. God bless. And here we have that Chariot again. Over this Chariot, Queen of Swords, Fool, Knight of Swords. So I think speed is picking up where they might have had to really drag their ass with these wands. As you can see, she's come a long way dropping wands as she went. The Knight of Wands and the Devil's right up underneath that. The King of Cups. Over this Judgment, the 5 of Wands. Connecting the Knight of Swords and this Ace of Cups. I feel like this King of Cups is guarding their love. I think they girded their loins. It's kind of crass, but I got the message that somebody might have had themselves a negative attachment, perhaps even an addiction to sex, and they weren't protecting themselves. Maybe they got the scare of their life, you know? And now they're learning, or have learned, starting spring 2 years ago or a year ago, through much pain and examining and wrestling with much trauma, to love themselves more and to show it and to exhibit it in the 3D by doing things like wearing protection and guarding who has access. Because that King of Cups, the dragon, I'm burning dragon's blood right now. 6 of Pentacles. Only engaging in reciprocity. I feel like way back at the beginning, this person's mind was divided. House divided unto itself cannot stand. The way the king is looking one way, the queen is looking another way, that regardless of whether or not it has the obvious meaning of the pair, of a divorce, a betrayal on one or the other's part. It's a person divided unto themselves, their masculine and their feminine, their logic and their imagination. But because you have only to ask and to truly be open to receive and to let go, to make yourself empty so that you can have new, because when you find yourself at the bottom of a very dark hole, fly away on my Zephyr. It's probably because you did a whole lot of things that didn't suit you. You had a whole lot of self-undoing habits. But I get the feeling that somebody's guides are scrambling to give them the answers as to how they can move forward. I feel like somebody, because the King of Swords came out first, like somebody is surrendering to their feminine, the part that thinks all the way outside the box. But it still makes sense, because swords. Judgment. Again, 2. I feel like they're going to find themselves getting justice in some way, too. That's the 5 of Cups. It's the 5 of Cups that I like the very least, as it represents Lamia, I believe. La Llorona, perhaps? Yeah, Lamia is that's a mythical beast. La Llorona. Ah! Look at this. That's 3 aces. And look at its positioning. The Knight of Coins is bringing a long-awaited coin. But not just any coin, it's the ace. And I feel like they belong together. All right. Look, I believe that somebody is standing in their masculine power, whether you be female or male, to get this under control. And I think it's lies to self. This is Fenrir, the wolf who was tricked into having his snout pretty much nailed shut with this sword. And I feel like that thing, that shadow there, is the spiritual attachment that somebody walked right into when they thought that they were being slick. Yes, I do. But it was a setup the whole time. Like Event Horizon, they got a message from a crew that was long dead and long claimed, and that's what took them to the spot, the, the portal to hell. And if not to hell, the same type of malignant trickster energy, because you know there's goofy, there's goofy tricksterism, but then there's that laughing at your expense. Canon. I don't know why, but it being canon to the stories about the battles, bright lights. She's talking about getting hit over the head with something. Capricorn is evolving. I rode the wave till it crashed down. Nothing is holding me back now? Yep. I think somebody is evolving out of the reach of one particular manipulative entity, but also many. Which definitely, just as soon as I said it, gave me Legion feels. This fell in reverse. I think that this person has decided to stop responding to lower entities, to do things differently, things that are not of the character who made self-sabotaging experiences. Deceiving spirits. Like I said, that spiteful, malicious, malevolent trickster energy. Canon to the Abrahamic devil. Thinking as deception is up underneath this King and Queen of Swords, it gives me that somebody was, drop the act, deceiving themselves actively, thinking that you could live in that kind of imbalance, just living on logic or just living on fantasy, and that somehow that was going to translate into balance in the 3D. That was intuition. Piscis Australis? Intuition. With the whole time, intuition, the part of yourself, it's always attached to your highest self, was calling. And if this isn't somebody's singular story, and I feel like for many, it'll be both. It'll be one or either partner was lost, maybe even both. Because it can be an addiction, codependency is an addiction, and it's a lack of self-love as well. one or the other was addicted to the one who was addicted to some kind of 3D sabotage. And both needed to heal. That's why we have this double, 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 and judgment twice. Maybe both had to cry out and admit that they didn't know what they were doing, where they were going, and how grateful that they would be to empty their cup and have some guidance. Proud of you. That they were pessimistic, that they could get by without whatever attachment. That they craved a death of that way of existing. And that they had anger. Of course. Depression, self-sabotage is rooted in anger. Low self-worth, low self-love. Underneath the star, the Ace of Cups, the Nine of Cups, with the King of Cups guarding, I think, look, if you're not there yet and you're still somewhere here, this is the roadmap up out of that. Free of charge. Guard. Girding your loins, putting on the armor of God, protecting your core. Imagine abundance, Sagitta. It's a waxing gibbous in Sagittarius right now. You will not miss your mark. It is not instantaneous. Instead, we all can worship our connection to the divine. The part of the divine that God gives to us. Okay. Oh, okay. This is the close of the reading, but from the farthest back card is the abundance. The divine never runs out. You never have to worry about there being enough. There's enough purity to wash off all the anger, all the death, all the pessimism. Now it's hard to maintain that kind of vibration, and nobody is perfect. I believe King Arthur even made mistakes. But it's all encompassing type of uniting, which is a closed read card. We talked about Sagitta. The arrow has already been loosed. I feel like if you come across this reading, you already asked, in a way, or you're already preparing to ask. And in a way, of course, time is not linear. That's how we have to perceive it in order to operate from moment to moment. But you've already, in a sense, decided to sacrifice and have a rebirth. And I couldn't be happier for you. So, much love. Much love. Spirit says, I say, it's okay to heal. It's okay to admit that you hadn't and reveal truths to yourself that you had been eluding, it'll all be fine. You are fine. You are loved. You are special. You are smart. You are important. I love you. Bye-bye.